So today we're actually carrying out a very simple job, and that is replacing a indicator bulb on my Vauxhall Zafira, otherwise known as the Zafira C or the Opel Zafira. Now, I initially thought, oh, it's probably like a conventional car where you have the cluster sticking out in the compartment here. It is not, and it's actually like the Zafira B that came before it. The actual cluster is held to the rear of the car by a couple of screws, which you can see here. Actually a better design than the Zafira B because they don't have that sort of annoying rubberized grommet thing that you have to sort of pop back in. Incidentally, that is the other part of the cluster. As you can see, you just pop off a panel on the rear of the boot lid and off it comes. Now for this one, it's a simple case of just popping open these little caps as I'm doing here, and you can use a small flat blade screwdriver to do that. It might be an idea to give those a bit of a spray with some WD-40 or plus gas just to sort of make removal a little bit easier. Mine were actually okay, they're not particularly rusted at all, so I didn't use anything additional. Just grabbed the crosshead screwdriver, which I'm just grabbing now, and then just removed both of the screws, as you can see there, and that basically loosens off the entire cluster. So it takes a bit of wriggling or wiggling to actually get it out, and once it's removed it's held on with just that single multi-plug connector that you can see popping out of the bodywork through that grommet. It's also a good idea to inspect this general area, and what I did was actually clean up the general area with some polish and well, some waterless wash and wax, as you can see there. What I might do at some point in the nearish future is just get a bit of clear wax oil or clear dinitrile into there, just to you know, sort of further rust protect it for you know, sort of long life of the vehicle. But it's actually not too bad in there, it's just dirty. You can see on the cluster, this one was manufactured a couple of months before the car was registered, that to get a bulb out you literally just turn and then pull the connector, and then you can just pop the bulb out like so. Now I'm replacing the indicator bulbs because they were letting out some clear light. It was an advisory on the last MOT, and because it really is a quick win, I thought I would just get it done. The whole job probably took around, if I wasn't holding the camera, I would have had it done in about sort of 5 minutes or so. It really is that quick, and doesn't actually take that much longer than an older system where you had the cluster popping into the bodywork. It does seem possibly very likely for additional strength reasons that if you've got that area closed up and just a smaller hole for the wiring connector to poke through, you do actually have a much stronger, stiffer body because you don't have a hole cut out in it for a sort of rear lamp cluster. It does seem to be the way a lot of manufacturers have gone these days. Anyway, quite literally that is all you need to do. You will notice that there are some locating pins. There's a rubberized one at the front there, so just make sure if that rubber is degraded at all, consider replacing it, because it does actually seal that area and stop water getting into the various body cavities. There's also some foam attachments on the other locating lugs, which you want to ensure, as you can see one there's a bit covered in sort of cobwebs and stuff, but you want to make sure that they are still present as well, because they also help to seal everything and also prevent vibration. And once you have got it slid back in, which just takes a bit of lining up, but once you've got it slid back on like so, you can replace the screws and you can move on to the other side, which is exactly what I did. And that's all that you need to do. And there you can just see the bulbs. If you look closely you can see that the covering is cracking away. If you've actually got some orange glass paint, you could just repaint them. I actually had a box of these for about box of 10 for about £6, so I just disposed of the bulbs, but you could repaint them and keep them as a set of spares. Now previously I have actually shown you guys, or shown everybody rather, how to replace the cabin filter on a Zafira. Now I use MAN filters because they are GM OEM, And what I really like about this cabin filter is it supplies you detailed instructions for replacing the cabin filter, which is the same part across a number of different GM vehicles. So it's the same on the Insignia A, I think it's possibly the same on the Saab 95 Mark II, it's the same on various Chevrolets, it's also the same on the Meriva B, the Astra K, no, Astra J, sorry, and quite a number of other GM vehicles. They all use the same HVAC setup, so they've obviously got the same cabin filter. So yeah, anyway, that brings us to the end of this video, and thank you very much for watching. Don't forget to like and subscribe, and I will see you again soon.